magic of Le Mans. It just has to be my favourite motor race. The history, the nostalgia, the atmosphere of the place. It's going to be my 12th 24-hour race here at Le Mans, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Good morning, Tiff.
Tony, what are you doing here?
Taking part in the 24-hour race. You're not the only one with a motorhome and racing overalls, you know.
But Tony, this is a serious race. It's a race for professionals. I mean, who are you driving for?
I've got news. I'm in your team. And so is Chris Goffey, two of our Top Gear directors, and we've been around most of the job centres in Britain and found a few other folk.
I don't know. Things aren't quite right here. I'm going to have to sort this out.
Well, Tiff tried to sort everything out, but in the end accepted he'd have to have us all in his team, like it or not. But there was one consolation.
Mind you, what I do like about this Le Mans 24 Hours is it's a proper, traditional run-and-jump Le Mans start.
Tiff knew something was slightly amiss, but there was another surprise for our tame racing driver. Seeing as he'd been to Le Mans so many times before, and was actually third a couple of years ago, driving a Porsche behind the first and second place Jaguars, we gave him the honour of being the lead-off driver for the Top Gear team. Oh yes, what we did forget to tell everyone was that this was a 24-hour race for go-karts. And by the way, I'm told I shouldn't call them go-karts, just karts. I must remember that. 12 noon and the 51 teams were off. It was like the M25 on a good day. These things look fairly fragile devices to me, complete with their Honda lawnmower engines. Would they last the first hour, I asked myself, let alone 24?
Well, nobody told me about this, the 24-hour kart race round Le Mans. But what's more, these are seriously quick machines. They're twin-engined, each engine over 160 cc's, and they're doing 65, 70 miles an hour down the straights. I think I'm too old for this. I'm the wrong man in the wrong place, and I'm certainly going to be doing the wrong times.
It was soon obvious that this so-called fun outing was pretty serious stuff, and our man Tiff was having to work hard to keep the Top Gear machine in the hunt. Among the recruits in our team was young rally star Richard Burns, looking distinctly ill at ease with his 6-foot frame squashed into the cart. From the world of racing, we'd brought in Robin Parsons, who's driven Formula Ford in the past, but was last year's Mazda Saloon champion. Richard Dean from Yorkshire is used to open motoring, one of the most competitive drivers in Formula 3000. Another guest driver, craftily recruited by our team manager, was Lionel Abbott. He's a production saloon champion in a Saab. Our campaign was to let all those proper racing drivers have a play before we lesser mortals could have a go. Everything was going fine, but suddenly it was time for emergency action in the Top Gear pits and the usual racing drivers' excuses.
There was a huge gaggle and there was about 6 carts. I just got a big bunch up. I dived in, so I was totally blinded because the one in front of me moved. Right, I went inside into the tight left-hander, and there, stationary, about 4 feet away from me, was a cart stopped at a tangle with another one, so I just threw it sideways but hit him very hard, exactly side on, and I think it's done quite a bit of damage to the right-hand side.
In fact, these little go-karts, sorry, carts, are a lot stronger than they look. The major damage, as a result of Tiff's shenanigans, was merely a torn Top Gear sticker. There was no let-up, and the whole place was akin to bedlam, as up to 350 drivers were getting in and out of all these carts. The entire event was, in fact, very well organised, and any dangerous driving resulted in the driver being penalised by 1 minute sitting in what they call the sin bin.
You're in the sin bin. What have you been doing?
Nothing. I was just before 2 men, and they arrived fast, and they hurt me, and then I was, that's not correct. I say to the organizer, you're not correct, man. You're not correct, man.
So you have to sit here now for one minute?
I don't know. I just wait. Do you have some car to play or something else to do?
Karting is a very popular branch of motorsport, and most of today's top stars, including the all-conquering Nigel Mansell, started in karts. And while this Le Mans job was meant to be fun, there were still tactics.
we kept out of trouble. A lot of karts were in, you know, getting involved in accidents, but I knew I'd done quite well. But at second place, I didn't think we'd pulled up that much.
Yeah, you're not there now.
That's great. Let's hope the rest of the Top Gear team can keep it up.
What's it like, though, out there now at the moment?
It's hot, and after an hour and a half, you're getting quite tired. I think we should have rigged up some drinks bottle or something, but very tired, just the hands getting numb, but no major problems. Kart's running very well.
These racing drivers want everything. Next man out to take the helm was rallyman Richard Burns. Next year, he'll be driving a work Subaru in the British Rally Championship, where servicing arrangements won't be quite so simple. Here, if your kart stops, you just send a few beefy mechanics to get it. Anyway, back to the action.
What's the main problem?
Crash damage. All crash damage, everything. Engine mounts ripping off, breaking the bottoms of the engines, rims, tyres, you know, just splitting tyres, breaking rims.
Is the carnage more than you would have expected on this 24-hour race at this point?
Yes, yes, definitely.
The big moment, Chris. How much are you looking forward to it?
I'm not looking forward to it at all. Looking at those people, they're going very quickly round there. I'm going to go out and enjoy myself and keep that kart in one piece. That's my ultimate ambition.
So those are the tactics, eh?
I don't so much tactics, just go as hard as you can and don't break. If you'll excuse me, I think we're in now.
All change. It was rallyman Richard Burns out and Top Gear presenter Chris Goffey in. I began to wonder if it was all getting a bit too serious.
Well, it's very warm out there and very, very competitive.
So what's a nice rally driver like you doing out here?
Having a lot of fun. Hopefully mixing it a little bit with some racing drivers, but going a bit more sideways sometimes as well.
So what's it like out there?
It's very slippery. There's a lot of people going around at a very, very similar pace, so it's quite a few close battles, which is good fun.
Right, it's my turn now. I've really been looking forward to this. I must say, it looks pretty easy, actually, just driving round and round in little circles. Anyway, they're refuelling my car ready for me, so let's go for it.
What's this? I thought it was my turn.
Thank you very much. Charming.
Ever felt you weren't wanted? You've heard the old song, I took my harp to a party, but nobody asked me to play. Well, that was me.
26. I've been relegated to timekeeping, you know. I couldn't go out there. What about you?
Well, I want to get out there with them, but the racing drivers are too fast for the presenters. They won't let us out at the moment.
Well, I'm hoping they'll let me out before it's dawn.
They didn't, but eventually dawn came. All night long, the karts had slogged it out. Amazingly, there were very few retirements, and all these clever racing drivers of ours seemed quite fresh after their night's activities.
Lionel, how does this compare with racing a Saab?
I can safely say a Saab is a lot more comfortable.
How hard are you guys trying out there?
We're trying very hard. There is a hard core of 4 or 5 teams that are going very well, and to try and stay with them, we're having to work quite hard.
How's the all-girl team this morning, then?
Well, rather tired, rather slow. As you may have gathered, there's only 3 of us. The kart's just tired, and it's just sinking more and more into desperate understeer. So we needed to use the brakes more and more to keep the thing smooth. So we're now caning our brakes, we're caning our engines. We're just pretty sad and tired, really.
Do you think you'll make it to the end?
Oh, we're going to make it to the end. If we have to push it, we'll make it to the end. Hurry up, Ram, we'll be down.
Inspired by the confidence of the Thunderbirds ladies team, I thought I'd get going. Top Gear's kart had had a slight technical problem which dropped it down the leaderboard a bit, so it was down to me to get it back up there. Hello, here we go again. Maybe I was better off out of it after all.
I've got bruises in places I didn't even know I'd got places.
What about this circuit?
It's a cracking circuit. I mean, it's the European World Championships are held here. It's a fantastic little circuit. Very hard work, quite demanding, and it's amazing we haven't had more problems with the karts. It's unbelievable. There's still about 50 out there running.
I'm glad Top Gear had the pits next to you guys.
Yeah, I don't know if we're quite so certain about that, but yeah, it's worked out quite well.
You've been very helpful. You've worked on our cart all night and everything.
Yeah, well, we've learned a lot of lessons, and we probably wouldn't do it again.
So, Robin's last stint, and a cool beer the only answer for the non-drivers.
It seems to be all these guys that they found at the job centre took over from us and became the A-team.
It's just as well we ran that cart in beautifully for them.
Well, it's high drama here. Cart number 8, who had led since virtually the word go, has just been into the pits with a blown engine. The mechanics have fitted a new one in less than 4 minutes, but he's gone out again now and he's behind car number 5. He's got 15 seconds to make up and he's got 15 laps to do it in. It's going to be a race to the bitter end. The Top Gear cart is in 4th place, but could make 3rd.
Number 8, the Hello Boy racing team from London did get the lead back and won, completing an astonishing 1,340 laps. And the Top Gear team managed a highly creditable 5th. Not that I had a lot to do with it, of course.
So how would you sum up the race then in one word?
Tiring. Tiring. It could have finished a few hours earlier for me.
How do you feel now?
Absolutely worn out. I couldn't do it again just now anyway.
What did you think of it? Was it your first experience of this sort of thing?
First time I've done a 24-hour, especially in this heat in France as well, but it was a good team effort overall and good teamwork in the pits and good work on the track. And there was a good result, I think.
Well, it wasn't quite the Le Mans 24 hours I was expecting. It was just as tiring as the real thing. But as I told you, Tony, it was a professional's race in the end.